Hey guys, today I want to demonstrate that you don't need to spend a fortune to get decent results from a telephoto lens. Okay, so the 70-200 2.8 from Nikon is a legendary lens. It's beautiful, it's supremely well built, optically peerless, but it's several $1,000s and out of most people's budget. It's heavy, careful. A much cheaper compromised option is the 55-200 from Nikon. It's a DX lens, it's 5.6 at the long end, the build quality is nothing alike, but much cheaper. We're talking a couple of $100s instead of a couple of thousand. But if a couple of $100 is still above your budget, there's cheap second-hand options out there. I picked this guy up in Cologne, Germany, from a second-hand store for 29 euros. It's variable aperture, it's a 70-210, it's all steel, it's made in Japan, and it's an Exakta. Anyway, I don't know how these are going to compare. I've never tested them side by side. I have to assume that the newer 55-200 is going to perform better thanks to its, the latest lenses and latest coatings inside. But let's find out and see how they actually compare.
Okay, so let's jump straight into looking at the images. Here we are on the 70-200 2.8. This, as I said, is a legendary lens, so you would absolutely expect that it's going to be performing well. There, perfectly nice and crisp. That was in overcast conditions indoors at f4. Here we are, shot on a Coke bottle, up close looking at the 100% details on my calibrated monitor. It's incredibly crisp where it should be. The autofocus was bang on. And here we are outdoors shooting wide open at f2.8, which I can't compare to the other lenses because they're not that fast, but I can shoot them wide open. And here we are going in nice and tight on a crop. You can see there's really nice detail in there and a paper-thin depth of field. Even by her earring, it's falling off. Now, looking at the 55-200, again, that's quite nice. It came up a little bit brighter, even though I didn't change the settings too much. That's at its maximum aperture at the zoom length I was at, f4.2. Likewise on this one, that's not at the full zoom length. These are somewhere around 80mm, those ones. And then here we are outdoors at the full length and as wide open as it'll go at 5.6. And going in close, not as sharp and not as much contrast in there, but it's not a bad performance really. It's a kit lens, come on. And then the 70-200, the surprise dark horse. Of course, being manual focus, it was a little bit hit and miss. It took a little bit of practice to get it right. Now, I was shooting these as wide open as I could, but it doesn't record the metadata to tell me the aperture. That one, a little bit softer, but that one and this one, whilst they're sharp, they're not as sharp as they could be, and I think it was user error that I didn't quite nail the focus. And why I say that is, take a look at this one at a crop. Crazy sharp. Once you really nail the focus on this guy, amazing results. Amazing. And using the focus confirmation system, you can see a link there to see how that one works. It wasn't that hard. And again, look how sharp the eyes are and then the fall off to the earring. Beautiful. Even on this variable aperture, 25 euro, 20-year-old or more lens that I got secondhand just in a junk shop window basically at the store. So don't write them off, guys. Leave me any questions or comments you have. Jump over to the That Nikon Guy forum and you can get involved with discussion on any old lenses that you own and love. Whilst you're here, you can check out my videos on bokeh on a budget and my guide to the rules of photography. Thanks, see you.
What do you think out of these three? What do you think of their looks, their weight, their handling? If you were going to choose one, which would you choose?
I actually quite like this one.
When I showed it to you before, you laughed at it though.
I did, but compared to these ones, this one kind of looks more sleek.
Okay, what about this one? What's your overall take?
Chunky Monkey. This is like huge, it's heavy.
Chunky Monkey, good for some curls though maybe?
It is, bicep curls, excellent.
And this one?
This one, I think it's okay, I don't know, not much thoughts on
Didn't you say it's a bit of a girl's lens? It's
well, that's more girly, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you held this one yet, though? It's quite meaty.
No, this one's nicer.
Okay. Well, overall... Okay, so you like older, heavier things.
Look, it feels not as... Oh, jeez. Thanks. Let me chuck it at head. I'm sure I can use it as, like, a bat.
That was a joke. I tell jokes. Oh. You know, you need to work on your people skills.
That's great people skills.
Well, you still should work on them.
Some random asked me on a date. Yeah, that's right.
That's
work.
because you're pretty, not because of your people skills. And
That's
that's
really
my...
good people skills. What if you're like pretty and you're like stuck up and like a beer?
That's a problem, but one day your looks are gonna fade and all you're gonna have to trade on is your personality. And
I have a great person.
okay, so the 70-200 2.8 from Nikon is a legend, but it's so far out of most people's budget, it's not funny. Would you hold that for me, please? A much cheaper and, you know, compromised option is the, fuck it, this is the wrong lens.